Hi you guys, my name's Cameron and I am back today. I had some people ask me to make another video on repairing dentures, and I also had someone that bought a packet from me that had a question about basically if they could build the flange area, the gum area, back up if it's been reduced to nothing, to where basically the denture wallows in the mouth. And I told her, yeah, you can. So I'm gonna make a video showing how actually you would build a flange up. So right now, if you can see the area I have that is broke, this is this area right in here, and I'm going to show you how you build the acrylic up today, and try to recreate that flange area again. So okay, first thing you can do is either you can use a Dremel. It's basically the same thing I use. This is actually a Dremel. I have a belt driven Dremel, which is what I usually use. So just saying, you can use a Dremel if you have one. It makes life easier. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to rough this area up, because you want the new acrylic that you're adding to bond to the old acrylic, and what better way than to rough it up. So I'm just going through here. I just roughed up the area, just made it so the new acrylic can bond to the old acrylic. Now, make this look easy, I've been doing this full time for 15 years, and denture repairing is pretty much my specialty, and I have my unique ways of doing things, but today I'm going to try to show you how to do this in a way that the average person probably wouldn't know. It's going to make it easier on you. So I have my monomer here. I'm going to add my acrylic. This is the same thing I give you guys in the kits. You have your monomer and you have your acrylic. So I take the denture, the area where the flanges broke, the gum lines broke, wet the brush, put the brush into the acrylic. Did not work. Okay. Let me wet the area. Take the brush, put the new powder to the acrylic, the wet area. It's going to stick, and sculpt it. I'm not an artist, but I've been doing this long enough where it just becomes easier. Now once you kind of get it sculpted the way you want to, blow on it a little bit. This will dry up the alcohol, which will cause it to not slump on you as much. So right now we're just starting, we put the first layer, we're starting to recreate the flange, the gum line. So there's the first layer. We're going to do the same thing again. It still should be pretty wet in that area. So we're going to build it up. That's all I'm doing. I just keep building it up. You want to have a positive, because if you have a negative, you'll have to go back and add. A positive, at least you can take, you don't have to add back to that. Blowing it real good so it doesn't slump. Keep on adding. I hope you're able to see this all right. Blowing it. Once the wet look goes away, you can add a little more. Kind of dab it around. Shape it. Blow on it. You can see it's starting to take shape. The inside's like this, and the inside looks like this. It's just building it up. So I'm going to keep on continuing. Build up a little more. It's a little slump here. I'm going to blow on it. You can't blow on it too much. And if you feel like it's taking you a little longer and you don't want your material to dry up on, you can always go back and wet it. This is also how we're going to sculpt it. We're going to drag it so it looks like it blends. Blow on it. Alright. I'm going to put a little more acrylic or A little more liquid, a little more acrylic. Repeat the process. Take it, kind of sculpt it around, blow on it. And if the inside looks like, you can sculpt the inside once it starts to set up. Make life easier for you if you're having to use a nail file, so you don't have to file as much. Redo the same thing. This process takes a little time, but if you can pull it off, it'll save you a lot of money. Alright, same thing. Put a layer on there, build it up. Come back here while it's still a little wet and sculpt it. If it's too wet, stop sculpting, blow on it a little bit. Yeah, start on the other side, sculpt it back. Sculpt it on the inside again. If it starts to dry up a little bit too much, you can always wet your brush. Just be careful, don't let it slump too much on you. Blow on it if you need to. You see the area starting to build up now. The flange is starting to build back up. Alright. I've been in this profession so long, I actually use different types of material than I send you, because like I said, I do this professionally, so mine needs to be reusable. Anyways, I go back and I add back to it, blow on it. It's all about the blowing, people. Stack it, blow it, sculpt, blow on it. Sculpt it. Put more on there, sculpting it, blowing it. If you're an artist, this is going to help, because it should come a lot easier to you. I'm not an artist again. I've just done this for years. So really anybody can do it. This is starting to set up on me now. As far as I can see, it looks like I pretty much added back the flange, the gum line that broke off. If I need to, I will I'll build it up just a little more down here at the bottom. But this is the whole process. You just got to wet your brush, dip it in your powder, and then just sculpt it. It's very easy if you take your time. Like I said, if it looks like it's going to slump on you, turn it the other way and blow on it. And once it sets up, and you'll be able to tell when it starts to set up, you can actually start sculpting it a little more by running your brush over it very lightly and blending it in. That's why before we started, we roughed up the surface and we gave it a matte finish, because the new will adhere to the old that way a lot better, become a lot stronger. So I'm going to say right now that this is built back up. It's setting up, but if I go back and wet my brush now, it's at the point where I can actually sculpt it without having to worry about it slumping as much. I'll still blow. Alright, now the flange is built back up. I just took it, blew on it. Now that it's setting up, I have boiling hot water I just took out of the microwave, and I'm actually going to just drop this in, and this will cure it in about 5 minutes. So in about 5 minutes we'll come back and I will show you the rest.